Hello, everyone. This is the Modern SME, and today our guest is Mr. Nayan Ratandhayara. Nayan is the founder and CEO at Shipyari. Shipyari is a logistics company in e-commerce and D2C space. Hi, Nayan. I'm very glad to have you here today.
Hi, Achal. It's my pleasure to be here and discussing this with you.
Great. So, Nayan, you have a very interesting journey. You're a chartered accountant. You were earlier working in a company, and then you started your own
Yes.
company in logistics space, which is very non-CA field.
Yeah. So basically, what has happened when I completed my graduations, and by birth I'm a Gujarati, so business was there in our blood, and I wanted to always go for a business line. So after my CA, I thought let me try my luck with the industry, and I joined one company which was into tele shopping and advertising. When I was working there, I seen certain challenges because we were the company where we were facing the logistic challenge. And I'm talking about 2011-12, when e-commerce was booming and this was about to start. So when I see that the company like ours is facing the issue which is on a large scale, what will happen to the new players and how will they manage the logistics? So that's when we thought in 2012, me and my partner thought that let's do some kind of a platform or the simplification of logistics which helps small and mid size of the player to manage the logistic hassle free. And that's the mantra which is driving us from last 10 years. We started in 2013, so our company formation happened in 2013, but this is the last 9 or 10 years that is driving us, that how we can make our logistic hassle free for the end user. You can consider as an extended dispatch department or a person go to for your all your logistic needs. That's what we are trying to solve for the D2C founders or for the SMEs and the corporates.
All right. Logistics is a especially very challenging field in India, given the map and the unorganized nature of our country.
Yes, it's a unorganized, and I would say that it's a complex for a layman to understand, because when and any entrepreneurs comes into the business, logistics plays a very crucial part, and it's a complex yet in the India because of the infrastructure we are developing. It has evolved in last couple of years, but yes, it will require one more decade to be at par at what the Western world is having it now. But
Hmm.
yes, it's yet to grow, and it will play the pivotal role in the GDP contributions as well for the logistic. It's currently contributing a larger amount, and it will contribute more.
Definitely. I think there's no doubt about it that logistics is a very, um, it has huge potential for the founders and for the country itself. People still
Yes,
need a good logistics infrastructure in the country.
we call it as a sunrise industry for our own aspiration, that it's a sunrising logistic company or logistic firm will never die if they are serving their client very well.
Yeah. Great. Okay. Let's move on to the questions that I have for you today.
Please.
First is, so you are a company that specializes in D2C business logistics. So could you uh, make us go through the basic economics of what a person should expect to pay and what are the parameters for a packet to deliver to any place in the country?
So this will not be an easy answer because it depends purely on the product or the segment you are serving. So if let's say you are into edible items, which is a cake and the confectionery, you have a different challenge of a logistic there. If you are a product which has a larger shelf life, like in packaged food, has a different, like in wafers or the other product, they have a different logistic challenge. When you are into apparels, there are different challenges. So logistic is, that's the reason it's wide and the complex, that there are different segments of the servicing which requires for fulfilling the requirement of the logistic. So with that is the reason there are multiple options of a logistics. So if I divide a logistics into a minuscule level, there is a hyper local logistics, there is a same day or the next day kind of a movement which is within city intra-city movement, then there is an intercity movement, then there is a metro, and then the large bulk movement which is majorly for your furnitures and the white goods and all that. So this all, which segment you are into, let's say if you are in a white goods, your pricing of a logistics will be different. When if you are sending a cake, your pricing of the product will be different because your
Sure.
range wide, and the pin code serviceability all will be different. So there is no one rule formula for all the pricing. But majorly, if I see the D2C, which is majorly into apparels or the fast moving product like in fashion accessories or a mobile accessories, here the logistics plays approximately 15 to 20% of their total top line is normally goes towards that, because the price range which they are into, let's say if a parcel is a 500 rupees and your logistic cost is 50 rupees, it's good to have it, it's a 10% of the one. But if you're selling at 200 rupees and your logistic is 50 rupees, you are at a 25% thing. So
Hmm.
your pricing bracket will decide how logistic cost is impacting you. So to give you the clear answer, you need to decide your market value or the average market price based on what your production cost is. Obviously, your marketing cost will add to that, and the logistics based on the product segment you are into. You need to calculate your thing, and then the final value of your product needs to be derived. That's the compositions of the packaging shipment is what I will advise a D2C founder to, while they're working on the pricing, they should consider this parameters as well.
Okay. So if we remove the edible, the
Hmm.
perishable category
Hmm.
from a top,
Hmm.
is there a way to sort of fix the parameters and to come up with this is broadly the cost that is added to a product price for logistics, just to
Yeah.
make it simple
So
for our listeners to understand?
yeah. So got it. So what happens when we are calculating the pricing? We have a different model, or we call it as a unique pricing model in the shipyard, where for any parcel, be it going via any carrier, your price remains the same. So let's say we agreed that we will do a Delhi to Mumbai at a 50 rupees. So that price range will be constant throughout the year, and throughout the that belt of the transit will be there. So typically it will be 15 to 20% of the cost is what will be there based on the parcels in the moment. But that cost depends on the multiple parameters. So regular D2C, which is an apparel industry, if I say uh, a movement from a one metro to another metro will cost you somewhere around 35 or 40 bucks based on the
35
service
or
you choose
40, okay, 35
per
to
parcel.
40% of per
35
parcel.
to 40 rupees, 35 to 40 rupees per parcel, not the
But
percentage.
okay, okay. And this depends on the weight or if
Yes.
the size of the
So
parcel.
the
Yeah.
parameters is the mode which you are choosing. Let's say if it's going via surface, if it's going via air, how express or how priority is the requirement. The second is the weight, that how bulky or how light the parcel is. And the third is the COD cost. So cash on delivery, it's an additional services which people charge extra. So that comes at an extra cost. So if you are shipping a prepaid shipment, it will cost you 40 bucks. But if you're shipping a COD product, it will cost you 75 or 80 rupees, because some 30-40 rupees of a COD processing will be added to your cost. So it's these are the major three parameters. If I say weight, distance, and the payment mode.